The Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon is the very first set released in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, dropping on March 8th, 2002 in North America. It introduced players to the world of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And featured iconic cards from the anime, like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, and the pieces of Exodia the Forbidden One. The set laid the foundation for the game and has since become a collector's favorite, known for its classic monsters. But, as many Yugi-Boomers know, way back in the olden days of the game, monster cards were designed, let's say, a little differently than they are today. These days, there's extensive lore and crossovers with other archetypes with super detailed and epic artwork. But back in 2002, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was more about the literal monster aspect of the card, beings that may inspire fear, mystery, and uncanniness. It's like playing the oldest versions of Minecraft. Almost liminal in nature, nostalgic and unsettling at the same time. So without any further rambling, I'm going to talk about the top 10 weirdest monsters in the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And kicking off the list at number 10 is Hitsumi Giant. Hitsumi Giant is an Earth level 4 Beast Warrior normal monster with 1200 attack and 1000 defense, with flavor text that reads, a one-eyed behemoth with thick, powerful arms made for delivering punishing blows. Now, as one of the first ever monsters seen in the anime, this Cyclops is pretty recognizable in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. But despite this, its stats are below average for a level 4 monster, leaving much to be desired. The strangest parts about Hitsumi Giant are the fact that he looks almost too happy, but also the fact that he's Good grief, he's naked! To be honest, this monster isn't super strange compared to others in the set, but he just makes the list at the lowest spot. And next up at number 9 is Reaper of the Cards. Reaper of the Cards is a dark level 5 fiend flip effect monster with 1380 attack and 1930 defense, whose effect reads, flip, select one trap card on the field and destroy it. If the selected card is set, pick it up and see the card. If it is a trap card, it is destroyed. If it is a spell card, return it to its original position. As the first effect monster on the list, well, the effect is super underwhelming, especially for a monster that requires it to be tribute set. But as far as strangeness goes, this guy definitely makes the list. Let's first talk about the fact that its stats are really odd, not being multiples of 50 or 100. There were a series of older monsters that did this to mirror field power bonuses in the anime, but it's still weird nonetheless. I've both owned this card and remember its small cameo in the anime during Yami Yugi's duel with Yami Bakura, where they played a shadow game, and any of Yugi's friends who were the monsters and got sent to the graveyard had to meet this ghastly ghoul. With no legs, a giant scythe, bony hands, and weird glowing orbs under its black cloak, Reaper of the Cards is one guy I'd never want to meet in a dark alley. Scratch that. I'd never want to see this guy anywhere. Man, this guy's got to go back to Azkaban, you Dementor ass looking at. And at number 8 is Nemuriko. Nemuriko is a dark level 3 spellcaster normal monster with 800 attack and 700 defense, whose description reads, a childlike creature that controls a sleep fiend to beckon enemies into an eternal slumber. Damn, this card reminds me of the description of some creepy Pokedex entries from Pokemon. A cutesy looking creature with sinister intentions. I've always thought this thing looked like it belongs in water, but none of its flavor text, attribute, or type suggests this. The description also implies that while childlike, it's probably some ancient demon using this facade to trick its victims. Also, what the f is a sleep fiend? I'm guessing that this thing is just using another, possibly more terrifying creature to do its bidding. Whatever the mystery is surrounding Nemuriko, I'm not sure if I want to find out. And at our number 7 spot is Turtle Tiger. Turtle Tiger is a water level 4 aqua normal monster with 1000 attack and 1500 defense, which reads, a tiger encased in a protective shell that attacks with razor sharp fangs. Now, a lot of the monsters on this list are on here for creepy reasons, not this one. It's the fact that it's just one of the most random combinations of two animals whom have nothing to do with each other. It's at a lower spot on the list because other than the randomness of it, it's a pretty innocuous monster with pretty average stats for a level 4. And at number 6 is Dark Gray. Dark Gray is an Earth level 3 beast normal monster with 800 attack and 900 defense, which reads, entirely gray. This beast has rarely been seen by mortal eyes. Alright, we're back to the spooky shit. There are many reasons why this thing makes my list. For one, it has no pupils. That always ups the unsettling factor for me. Another thing is that it's basically some sort of demon, donning wings, a big bushy tail, and menacing looking horns. The flavor text also makes it seem super mysterious, considering it states that rarely anyone ever sees it. Well, at least mortals. This implies that it's some sort of supernatural deity that only those who are immortal, aka gods, demons, angels, can usually ever lay eyes on. For such a threatening looking monster, its stats sure are really bad, especially for a level 3. I have dark gray near the middle of the pack because there's so much left unsaid about its true origins, so I can't speculate too much on if it's an actually malicious creature or not. And halfway through the list at number 5 is Cherian the Fire Knight. Cherian the Fire Knight is a fire level 3 pyro fusion monster with 1100 attack and 800 defense, who simply requires monster egg plus Hinotama soul as material to be fusion summoned. Let's just say this right out the gate. Old fusion monsters were fucking strange, not only for their artwork, but the seemingly random materials that some of them had. Cherian the Fire Knight was the only one from LOB that I considered to have the most random monsters that make it up. I might be able to justify Hinotama's soul since it is a fire knight and all, but monster egg? Where exactly is there anywhere on this monster that suggests it's part egg? I'll be glad to hear your thoughts in the comments. If it wasn't for its materials, Cherian wouldn't even have made this list by a long shot, so that's why he's only about halfway in. And at number 4 is Sandstone. Sandstone is an earth level 5 rock normal monster with 1300 attack and 1600 defense, whose flavor text says, appears from underground and attacks with long snake-like tentacles. What the actual is this thing? With weak stats for a level 5 monster, multiple heads with sharp teeth, sharp claws, and seemingly plant-based tentacles, all encompassed by a body completely made out of rock, I just had to put this guy on the list. Like, I don't know what else to say about it other than it's the definition of weird. Imagine walking around and seeing this thing pop out of the ground. This is where the monsters start getting real strange, so hold on to your dual discs, folks. And our number 3 spot goes to Hanhan. Hanhan is an earth level 2 beast effect monster with 450 attack and 500 defense, with an effect that reads, flip. Return one monster on the field to its owner's hand. As far as effect monsters in the first set of the game go, this one ain't too shabby. Man-Eater Bug was definitely a more popular flip monster to use as removal, but Hanhan was definitely solid, but I'm here to talk about how strange these monsters are, not how viable. From the unsettling face to the scary sharp teeth, which I actually never noticed until writing this script, to its disembodied hands holding a nasty looking sickle, this guy just screams weird monster design. This card is on the list solely for its artwork, so it must be pretty strange to be this high on the list for only one criteria. To be honest, I've always preferred Hanhan over Man-Eater Bug since I'm privy to the weird and creepy side of Yu-Gi-Oh! And our runner-up at number 2 is Kumut. Kumut is an earth level 3 insect normal monster with 700 attack and 1400 defense, which reads, a massive intelligent spider that traps enemies with webbing. If he's so intelligent, can I ask him how to fix my life? Everything from its appearance to its flavor text is super odd and just downright terrifying. The description actually doesn't do its artwork justice, not mentioning that he has, human legs. Its hairy in one section has a fire-like pattern on its ass and an all-around menacing appearance. What do you guys think Kumut does to his enemies once they're ensnared in its webbing? Wait, don't answer that. And our winner at number 1 is Rayan Temperature. Rayan Temperature is a light level 3 fairy normal monster with 1000 attack and 1000 defense, which says the sun and the north wind join hands to deliver a devastating combination of heat and gale force winds. Okay, now this is the trippy ass eldritch god type beat that I'm here for. Taking the lead spot, this monster may be weak in stats, but super weird in every other aspect. The uncanny faces in both the sun and the north wind give it a super eerie vibe. Since it's a fairy type, which basically means angel type, it implies some sort of divinity, whether that be for good or evil. I'll let you decide on which one this duo is. I've always had a fascination with depictions of the sun skin with a face, like in the Mario games or the band Sublime's logo. So seeing this monster with a creepily human-like face on the sun just really elevated this card to a new level for me. Also, the North Wind looks like he knows some of the depraved ass shit you guys do with your body pillows. All in all, early Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster artwork was something else, to say the least. But these 10 monsters take the cake as far as LOB goes, at least in my opinion. And that's it for my time, guys. Remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new here to become a scrubscriber, and comment down below some cards from the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon that you find to be particularly weird. And I will see you guys next time.